they can, be on your side. You want somebody that's going to be there and let you know when you're wrong, because a lot of times people look for that person that they know that's going to be on their side. My girlfriend is going to be there for you. Well, your girlfriend is going to be there for you can cause more damage for you if you're not going to sit there. I had a friend of mine that did that long time ago when me and Brenda had a argument long time
23 years ago.
Like about,
yesterday?
Yesterday. But I was mad at her, and he corrected me. Mm-hmm. And I was mad at him. Yeah. But then I'm thinking, like, man, he's right. I was wrong in that situation. So you have to have somebody like that that's going to let you know when you're wrong. Now, if you're right, okay, it's no tooting horn, but, be able to accept, a person that's going to be there for you as a real friend or a real counselor, or a real confidant, someone that's going to be a part of, of WifeStyle.
Right.
Something like that. But I'll let you add on to that.
I was just going to say that, if you're not challenged, then what are you here for? If you're not trying to get to the next level, and, I'm not into yes friends. I want a friend that's going to be real and be honest, even though at the moment, I might roll my eyes while you're talking to me, but it's going in. It's sinking through my pores, and I'm getting it because, we're like-minded. I know that you have my best interest at heart, and I know you're not going to set me up for failure.
So the women that's members of WifeStyle, you guys hold each other accountable?
Too much.
Yes,
absolutely.
Thing,
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what are some of the ways that you educate the women into marriage?
Well, we educate them. At our monthly events, we have lessons around sex, communication, finance, the big topics, whatever our monthly topic is. We have homework. We have scriptures. We have challenges. We educate each other at our workshops. When we have the open houses, Shawnita has a speaker, and so that we all get fed. So everything we do is a teachable moment. You can learn and walk away with something different than what you came in with.
Oh, God, I'm so loving this. You guys just don't know. I am, again, I say, I am so proud of Shawnita Meeky, the LLC, and the advisory counselor, LaShaunda Howard, because, you guys really have impressed me. And I think I told you that the first time when you brought it to me. I'm like, I am totally impressed. And I didn't think, I would be. But you're doing it, girl, and I'm proud.
Thank you so much. Love you and appreciate you.
You too, Tracy.
I love you, Tracy. I have another question, ladies. Yes. So all this talking that you guys are doing with each other, the question is, shouldn't you talk it out with your husband also? And why do you have to go outside of the marriage to get help?
That's a great question. So the first person that I talk to my issues about is God. So that is my first go-to, because God said that he will never leave me and forsake me. He said that he shall supply all of my needs according to his riches. So my first go-to will always be God. We communicate with our husbands. It's nothing that we say in the meetings that is about our husbands. It's more so to uplift us and to show us how to be better wives. So it's not, let me tell you what I did with what my husband did last night. That's I don't even know if that's ever been a conversation. It's usually, let me tell you what we went through, and then we're pouring into the wife as to her part and her role in what happened and how she could have handled it differently.
And I was going to say, she said, what was the second part of the question?
Why do you have to go outside of the marriage to get help?
I don't know if that person's married or not. I know the first 4 years of my marriage, I had to do counseling. So you always need a mediator, or because we're two different people coming together trying to become one flesh. And our communication is different. We speak two totally different languages. And sometimes you have to have a person to mediate so you can get from point A to B. And communication is not something that my husband does. It's not, he don't want to talk about issues. He just want to move forward. And if I want to talk about it, and sometimes you can't always go to him, you have to go to God, and then maybe you can go to your group and say, well, hey, this is the issue. What should I do? And so my husband is not a communicator. So you have to know, you have to have somebody to talk to.
I was just going to add that the meetings are structured so that it doesn't become a gossip fest. Like every meeting, we have a structured topic, which is why Brenda kept saying it's so structured. Well, I've learned that it has to be. It has to be structured to keep it in line and to keep the purpose God-filled. If we just say, hey, let's meet once a month and there's no structure, it's going to fall apart. There's no God in that. So we have a topic, and then by the time the topic is over, it's okay, what can we do to help you, or who needs extra help in this topic? So it's never like, what happened in your house. We're not concerned about those one-offs. We're concerned about learning opportunities.
And now this is a Tracy question.
Hey.
So we know we all love our husbands. You can hear me? Okay, we all know we love our husbands. And sometimes we love other people's husbands.
Come on.
Not the mistress.
Come on, Tracy, keep it.
Just that cousin love. Now, my question is, playing Rick's devil advocate. I am out here for so. Do we go home and pillow talk, ladies?
No. I don't.
No.
I don't go home and pillow talk.
No, I don't. My husband is waiting to reap the rewards of the meeting because, I'm coming home, I'm lifted. He's just ready for me to, put the kids to bed so he can, get whatever challenge we have going on. So, no, he doesn't even ask. He doesn't ask what we talk about. He just appreciates that, his wife is in a better place and she's happy and, she can go like another month with all this energy and all these ideas.
I wanted to say, going back to whoever asked that question about why do you have to step out of your marriage to talk to someone, it's just like if you're doing things in order, you go to, before you get married, you go to premarital counseling,
Right.
You go to when you are married and everything. It's not said or written in stone that you can't talk to anybody except your husband talk to you and you talk to your wife. Sometimes, like LaShaunda said, you do have to step out of the spousal role with your husband or wife and seek a mediator that's biased to it, not the friends, because the friends will agree. Some of them won't, but some of the friends, 90% of them will agree. But it's best to step out to a neutral ground, to be with someone that don't know you, that's here for you. And now you don't have to go to the professional counselor. You have these wives clubs, like they said. The reason for it is to be like-minded and to be with a Christian person, because if you got that as the foundation and you're comfortable, you're comfortable with it, and you can do that. So I like I said, once again, I pride this club. This is far more one of the best clubs of wives get together.
Well,
but anyway, I have a letter I need to read.
I know you got a letter.
Your check is in the mail.
You have a letter, but I'm going to say something real quick. The verdict is still out for me yet because I'm a man, so I'm not just going to say y'all the best yet. So we going to find out today. But,
all right.
And we're talking about why do people, go out to talk to someone. Because the other person ain't listening.
Hey, you better say that, Britt.
One of those. The simple thing is that the other person may not be listening, and it's always good to go and talk to someone else about situations when you feel that when you're speaking to someone and they're not listening, that you can get another opinion. And it's good that both of you all would go to counseling. But if not, there are sometimes that you need that person to speak to recharge you and revitalize you. And also with structure that she was talking about, a lot of people that, the Let's Stay Together show, that we have a lot of fun. We do a lot of, things, and people just think, oh, this is easy. But there's a lot of structure that goes behind this. And Brenda does a lot of awesome things behind the scenes of doing certain things. So I think my wife's style for what she does, because this doesn't happen. She's saying drum roll. So Jonathan, she want a drum roll or a clap or something right there. There you go. This doesn't happen without her being the wife style that she is. So I give you kudos for that, baby. So
thank you, baby.
Now,
I'm gonna lift up the t-shirt later.
Yeah, well, we married, so you can. That's all right. You ain't married, put the t-shirt down, girl. Put the t-shirt down.
I wanted to, can I say something?
Girl, go ahead.
No, you can't say something. What do you think you are? What do you think you are? A guest?
I wanted to say that even though the wives get fed tremendously, it's not, I've had members to come over with their spouse, with their husband, to sit down and talk to me and my husband one-on-one. So we meet as couples and the husband gets fed. And I wanted to give a shout out to my husband, Levelle Meeky, who has this week just been phenomenal. He's been, just helping out with stuff around the house, extra overload, like blisters on his hands, like hard labor. Anybody who knows him knows that he is an awesome provider, hardworking husband, great father.
Great DJ.
The check is in the mail. Go ahead.
Great DJ, but he's been opening doors. Just an awesome husband. So I appreciate you, Levelle, and I love you, and I will be on my way home.
we got her for another 40-something minutes. Do you have another shout out you need to do? An uncle or someone?
Oh, yes. I want to say hello to my Uncle Billy, my Auntie Viola, who are listening. Love you guys, and thanks for the connect.
Yeah, and y'all make sure y'all listen at the She Off of the show, too.
Right.
We have other shows now.
And also, I want to say we do things with the husband. We have game night, and we have family days with the whole family. So we do a lot. We do stuff with the husbands as well, so they can meet, and they love it.
Okay, I love it too. Like I said, I can't wait to peep on in. Baby, it's a time for me to share.
Yeah, so
this.
one of the things I want you to do is tell people what the relationship letter is, and then go into the relationship.
You tell them what it is, and
Well,
I'll read it.
Okay, well, I tell you what, since you're the wife that's in charge, I'll just do that. We've got a new thing that we were doing. It's been doing it for a while. It's called the Let's Stay Together relationship letter. What have you, what is it? What are you doing for me? What's going on? Something like that. I write everything and forget it. But the thing about it is that the relationship letter is when people write into us and tell us about situations in their relationships that they want other people to share. And it's almost, it's apropos that we're talking with the, WifeStyle, and they're sharing things. And so the relationship letter was a birth from, a vision of God of just having people to write in and to share some of the things that they're going through, and have some people like, me. I've been counseling for more than 20-some-odd years, and my wife, who has been counseling me for 20-some years. So we've just been talking about some things. And so my baby is going to bring up the relationship letter.
Okay, and you guys have to chime in after I read it.
So you got to listen.
Okay. Dear LST, I have been married for 9 years. Thank goodness I have made it past the 7-year itch. But I don't know who is the one itching. I'm striving daily to be a good wife, but I don't know what a good wife look like. I never had an example set before me to show or tell me how to be a good wife. I don't have the Christian background nor the foundation to show me. All I know is I'm trying to please my husband so that he won't go astray. My friends are telling me I'm too submissive to him, and I need to think about myself first. Even though I have not been raised in the church, every ounce of my being is telling me that I am doing what I need to be doing for my marriage, and God will honor me for being the best that I can be. If anyone could tell me some advice on how to be a good wife, I am open for suggestions. Sincerely, Mrs. Complex.
Mrs. Complex. This is Shawnita. I'm going to come from a scripture background. The Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all things will be added unto you. And I'm saying that because God doesn't want anybody being, the head other than him. God should be the first, and then the husband should be second. And when you seek to please God, he will show you what things need to be done in order to keep your house in order. I know that God can be a jealous God, so just be careful that you do. If you don't know God, seek God. God has desires to have a relationship with you, and your marriage will be that much more fulfilled once you put things in the proper order.
That's right. And I would say, to piggyback on that, it's his marriage. And so I know you want to do all the right things, but you could be doing that from a worldly point of view, from what you see on TV or from what you're thinking. But if it's not God's way, then it's not going to last. And so if you want to keep your husband happy and satisfied, then you have to keep him with the word. You have to keep him by praying and living out a Christ-filled life, because it's God's marriage. And so you want to give that marriage back to God and allow God to show you how to be that Proverbs wife, Proverbs 31:10 wife, that Ephesians wife. And so if he has purposed us to be married in his way, then you have to learn what his way is. If not, then you're going to be doing it your way, and then that's going to be temporary.
One more thing I wanted to add is that as long as you're trying to please man and make man happy, what I've learned is that's a bottomless pit. They're going to want more. You're going to find yourself exhausted trying to please somebody else. You can never really fill that void unless you fill it with, the love of God. So that is why I know, because when I first got married, I wasn't good at it, but I tried to do everything that I thought my husband wanted, and I was exhausted. And it seemed like no matter what I did, it was never enough. If I did this, then he wanted more of that. I'm just like, oh my God, what do you want? So until I put God in his proper place and put my husband in his proper place, things were never really in order, and he was never truly satisfied.
Tracy, you have something to say?
She ain't married.
She was
Tracy,
married.
Tracy, no.
I was
Come on,
married,
Tracy.
and I was a good wife. Thank you very
Preach,
much,
sister,
sir.
preach.
But I think one of the most
Oh, you got a commercial break.
Say, Jonathan.
All right. See, Jonathan said she ain't married. Put on that commercial. Hey, we got to go to commercial break real quick. We'll be right back with the Let's Stay Together show.
We're going to come back to you.
Good evening. The Let's Stay Together show presents Point of View by Donna Terrell.
Sometimes the Lord speaks through the TV.